African Americans in the U.S. are dying in disproportionate numbers from COVID-19. They are especially exposed because they're more likely to hold many of the jobs that are deemed essential. Correspondent Mark Irons reports. Mark?
Tracy, one example of this would be in New York City, the virus outbreak epicenter in the U.S., where black people make up a little less than 25% of the population, yet account for more than 40% of the public transit workforce. And now we're hearing from church leaders and healthcare professionals advocating for vulnerable communities.
Adding a voice of concern for the vulnerable, this week the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops released a statement saying, in part, "Our hearts are wounded for the many souls mourned as African American communities across the nation are being disproportionately infected with and dying from the virus that causes COVID-19. The bishops urge state and national leaders to examine the causes and find the solutions that will last beyond the virus."
But in a lot of African American communities across the country, they don't have the access to medical care, especially to the primary care that they deserve and that they need.
For Lewis Brown, it's personal. He says African American friends and acquaintances of his family have been directly impacted by COVID-19, some even dying. Brown is the executive director of the Christ Medicus Foundation, a Catholic nonprofit focused on holistic health care.
And so we have to take care, particularly of those that are materially impoverished, those that are vulnerable, especially because of a pre-existing health condition. We have to take care of those folks.
And at this time, spiritual nourishment is vital as well. At Holy Family Church outside Baltimore, one parishioner passed away after experiencing complications from COVID-19, and 4 others have tested positive. The church's pastor, Father Raymond Harris, says although public masses are canceled, outreach to the ailing community continues.
That the church has not closed, that God's grace has not been suspended, that they can continue to reach out to the parish staff and to me.
Public masses resumed with extra precautions this week in the Diocese of Austin, Texas. DeCarlos Blackman belongs to a predominantly African-American parish and works for the diocese. He tells me, "We need to meet each other where we are, regardless of ethnicity or religious affiliation. We need to encounter each other and accompany each other."
I also spoke with Bishop Joseph Perry, an auxiliary bishop in Chicago today. He was one of the co-signers in that USCCB statement from earlier this week. He told me that government leaders must make wise judgments that will entail everyone's safety when deciding when to open up parts of the country again. And he said he would hope that the African American community would not be thrown under the bus when those decisions are made. Tracy?
Okay, thank you, Mark. Correspondent Mark Irons reporting for us tonight.